Hi there. On the Delatronics bench this morning, we have the Mission PCM4000 CD player that I brought the first part to before. I've addressed all of the issues on this. One of them being the CDM2 was not reading very reliable. It took ages to read, and I sorted out that problem. The other thing was, I said the display looked a bit funny, like there's bubble wrap in there when I bought it, and this is what was inside. This is basically the remains of a purple filter. It's obviously got a bit cooked in there over the years. So what I did is I went on eBay and I bought some sheets there as close as I could and cut them up and inserted them in there, 2 of them, to make them slightly darker. So that is with the new sheets in there. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So switch it on now, and it's perfectly good display there. So, right, so there we go. I'll just put a CD on to demonstrate that it's working. So go to track 3, which is non-copyright. Anyway, you've heard that so many times, that song. I'll try and find another song to play as a demo. So what have I done to this? Well, I've upgraded this. I looked inside there. The output capacitors were pretty good, and also there's a lot of offset from the output op amps, which I think is normal, about 3.4 volts offset. So you can't just put Nishikon Muse in there, which are bipolar, and get rid of that offset. If I was to sell this, someone would plug it into their DC amplifier and blow it up, and then I'd get a lawsuit on my hands. But the output capacitors in this are, I believe they're Nishikon, and they're electrolytics, and they're not bad. They're all to spec, so I didn't do anything with that. What I did do though is I put a power supply on the digital filter, so it's got its own 5-volt power supply, exactly 5 volts as well. I've tuned it into 5 volts exactly, and that has made a big difference in the sound as usual on these, because the digital filter, the SAA 7220P, or whether it's a normal one, an A or a B, it spews a lot of noise onto the 5-volt rail. And on this particular one, unlike the RCAM, it only has one transformer, and the 5-volt rail is shared by not only the DAC but the demodulator as well. So there's a lot of noise flying around there. So it's best to isolate the digital filter so that that noise doesn't go around. I'll tell you that the sound has improved somewhat on this. It's a good sounding player anyway, out of the box, but it has improved with that mod. So I noticed there's quite a big area here on the 4000. I don't know whether that's utilized on the 7000. I don't think it is. I think the only difference really between the two players, the 4000 and the 7000, is that this has got a space for it, but there is no remote controllability. I don't think there's much more difference between the two. So this is these are always good bargains, I think, these 4000s. So if you don't use remote control, which I don't really, it doesn't really bother me whether there's a remote or not. I've cleaned it up quite a bit, but obviously there's marks on it. There's scratches on the plastic here. There's a little scratch on the back there, and small scratches on the top. They don't really notice all that much, especially not if it's in a rack. But the front panel is in excellent condition. I cleaned all the switches, stripped all this down. So yeah, this is good. This is on eBay right now if you want it. It sounds really good, and I put it on for a really low price, considering the work that's gone into this, including sorting out the display and also the CDM2. Now the CDM2, what I did to fix that, and it's a common problem apparently, is a capacitor. One of the capacitors, I'll show you. This capacitor was well out. This is measured 16 microfarads. It's supposed to be 33. So I replaced this capacitor on the CDM2 mechanism electronics, and it's perfect. It reads very quickly and it's perfect, but with that one gone, it was awful. So that's a big tip for you there. If you have a faulty CDM2, it's more than likely that capacitor needs replacing. So it's obvious which capacitor it is, because there's only one like that on the board. So that's a big tip from me there. So if you like these sort of tips, please like and subscribe. And I'll do anything for subscriptions, man. Like and subscribe, and I can bring you more tips on these, more secrets and tips, and free of charge. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. My channel is growing by, I think last month was 57 new subscribers, which is great. So yeah, if you got value from this video, I just thank you for subscribing. Thank you for giving it a thumbs up. Please comment. I noted on my listing as well that the mod that I put in there, there is room in there for a clock module upgrade as well, and I'm going to be developing a clock module. I've just bought a new frequency counter, a very nice one actually. It's a TTI, extremely good make, and that actually will read clock frequencies. I mean, it goes up to 1.3 gig, the measurements, but yeah, let's just show you what. There we go. Show you the serial number. I've security marked it as usual. It's in pretty good condition, this, really, apart from the top cover. Apart from the top, obviously it's had other components sliding on and off it carelessly, but yeah, it's quite an old unit. This obviously would be around 1987, something like that. So, you know, it's pretty good nick for its age. But the CDM is like a new CDM now. After that little component was changed, it's running perfectly. And as I say, the sound quality is much better now that it's had its own power supply, the digital filter. So anyway, I will bring you news on the clock module that I'm going to develop. I'm going to develop it so that it's convertible for a 1541 or a 1540, because they use different frequencies. So yeah, when that comes out, that will really enhance the sound. So I'm going to take my time and design a really good one, and then I'll probably put it out for sale on eBay as a kit, or obviously at Delatronics here. I'm doing a lot of hi-fi and DAT players. I've got an awful lot of DAT players here, all over there, DAT players. I've got a Lin LP12 there as well. You know, I seem to be doing more hi-fi than anything else at the moment, which is weird, because I am supposed to be a musical instrument retailer, but there we go. I've got lots of spares as well. So yeah, if you've got any problems with your CD players, be they 1541, 1540, just give me a call at delatronics.com. Thank you very much for watching.